Hello and welcome to another Raggy's Beers, Wines and Spirits review. And if you watched the last review I did, if it died too early, I'm bloody camera. So anyway, tonight we're reviewing Guinness Original in a bottle. I'm sure I've reviewed Guinness in the past. 4.2%. I'm sure in a can it's actually 4%. But I may be wrong, you know. I will never say I'm an expert, you know, I've got my own opinion and that, and we'll go from there. So, possibly the biggest selling stout in the world, I would hazard a guess anyway, can be drank at room temperature, hence at the moment, or can be drank cold. Last time I went to a pub, now some years back, properly went to pubs anyway, they used to do Guinness, and then Guinness Blue, which was an even colder version. So you had the draft Guinness and you had an ice cold Guinness, and we had Guinness Blue. Bloody lovely. First time I drank it, my wife bought it for us to do cooking beef to make a stew. She never did. And so there's this can of Guinness in the kitchen. Never drank it. I thought, I'm not drinking that rubbish. You know, don't. Dark beer, what's that crap? Drank it, amazed, beautiful. So it just goes to show you, that was in the days before when I was a solid lager drinker, and then I moved on to real ales and Guinnesses and that. So we all have our own path, you know. There was a stage where I wouldn't drink any wines at all. For some strange reason I always liked Malibu and Baileys, always liked them from an early age, and yeah, always drank lager. Ciders, I started on the actually one year went down to the Blue Robin Hood Beer Festival, mixed ciders and beers together. Lived to regret it because I was pissed out my head, as you do. So look at that for an head, ridiculously big head. I know some people, no, I'm not going to say that, that's naughty. Thou shalt not say anything naughty. But yeah, near black in colour, off-white head. Roasty on the aroma. I'm going to have to drink some out of the bottle while I wait for it to go down a bit. So, let's drink some from the bottle. Now I did have some Guinness Foreign Extra Stout the other week, 7.4% if memory serves me correctly, and I've got to say it was absolutely immense. So you had the smoothness of Guinness, obviously the quality beer that is Guinness, but you had it in a much stronger bottle, alcohol, and it was absolutely fantastic. Loved it. So it's been a while since I've had normal Guinness, to be fair. And when I was at Sainsbury's, we used to sell Guinness Original in cans and bottles, and Guinness Draft. And for me, I thought they were the exact same. So obviously Draft, I would have thought Draft would go down to normal much quicker than the original would. You know, i.e. the head would disappear quite quickly. That's my idea of what Guinness Draft would be, although I may be wrong, but it's going down slowly. I've had some pomegranate wine tonight, so I'm feeling rather chilled. And I did a gin review, a slow gin. And the bloody camera went from 17 minutes to basically nothing in the matter of about 5 minutes, which I'm not sure what went on there, so I'm just keeping my eye on the camera. It's gone from 38 minutes down to 34, but it's showing that they were on 4 minutes, so it's actually quite true at the moment. God knows what happened earlier. I presume when it gets to the end of the battery life that it disappears quite quickly. One thing for me to take note of in future reviews. So a nice smoothness to it, as you'd expect from Guinness. Not as smooth as the draft. The draft is quite a bit more smoother, if I'm being honest. They say it's better to drink it over in Dublin than it is to get it out of a bottle or draft, but is that the case? I don't know. It's more expensive over there, that's for sure. So yeah, as you'd expect, the colour's near black, off-white head. Very smooth, as you would expect from Guinness. And obviously Guinness these days, they brought out, is it Hop House 13, one of their brands? Like most breweries, Guinness owned by the Diageo company. Diageo also own a lot of companies, you'd be surprised. Or they either own them or they are the distributors for these companies. But Bailey's is another Diageo company. There are more. I remember when Sainsbury's had a bit of a fallout with Diageo, and there were a lot of empty spaces on the shelves, and obviously, you know, that fallout got sorted out pretty quickly, because once brands start disappearing off shelves, you're losing customers. And especially if it's the major brands. I mean, brands disappear all the time. It's a sad fact. You know, some decent beers, lagers, wines, spirits disappear all the time, and it's because of obviously deals that were done, you know, 5 years ago, and then somebody wants more money, or they want to pay less. You know, there's obviously, in business, that's how business operates, which is sad. But so we, the customers, lose you know, products that we love, all because they fell out, and sometimes all because they want to bring new products into the environment. We've seen that with beers, especially Sainsbury's. Their range of beers at the moment is absolutely terrible compared to what it was when I was there in 2015. We had a fantastic range of beers then, and at that time I would have said Sainsbury's were the kings of the craft beer market. Now Morrison's are only just holding on to that title, and even they are suffering because, you know, these bloody supermarkets, they want to cut down on staff. To cut down on staff, you make the shelves, say you've got Spitfire, so instead of having it 2 wide, you have it 4 wide, or you have it 8, 16, or the full shelf. You bring it down to £1.25, which is what a lot of the supermarkets are doing, and then that saves on replenishment, because you're not having to send somebody out quite often to replenish that shelf. And this is what they're doing. And same with automated tills and all these other things. I mean, me personally, I prefer to scan and shop as I go, because I know what I'm spending. But it's all a way of getting people, you know, a lot less customers, a lot less staff on the shop floor. That's okay in the likes of Lidl and Aldi, but when it's a big supermarket, you've got 20, 30 bloody aisles to fill, you need more staff. And today's supermarkets are vastly understaffed. And yet I go into somewhere like Home Bargains on a Sunday, and there's like 7 or 8 people replenishing on the shop floor, and you think to yourself, this is the way. They're making good profit because their stock sells so quickly. B&M Bargains, Home Bargains especially, in my opinion, are, for me, the Woolworths of the 21st century. Yeah, they're like a new version of Woolworths, where Woolworths used to sell all sorts of crap. These sell all sorts of crap, but they're doing it in a good way. They've got, you know, the staff levels are bang on. Can't fault Home Bargains for their staff levels. And if the stuff's selling that quick, fair play. Sometimes make less money, earn more, and get more profit that way. But anyway, back to this. Yeah, it's a very smooth stout. For me, Guinness is an entry-level stout. That's where you should start your stout drinking process, because it's very moderate in all aspects. Not too much coffee, chocolate, roastiness, toastiness, all that aspects. A very good entry level. Out of 5, about 4.1 out of 5. It's nowhere near as good as the extra one, the foreign extra. That is an immense Guinness. These days, to me, normal Guinness and Guinness draft as well are very good pub beers, but not for the connoisseur beer drinker. You know, them who want more flavour in the stouts. No, but still decent beer. 4.2%. Right, thanks for watching. I need to get my dinner on. See you soon.